Hi, I'm Shawn Armstrong. Welcome to Module 7 of the Biden crime family inside the modern American oligarchy. In this lesson, we're going to talk about one person, Devon Archer. Who he is, what he told Congress, and why his words matter for understanding the Biden family business model. Remember, this course gives you the big picture narrative. My book, The Biden Crime Family, gives you the documents, the transcripts, and the citations behind every claim. Let's start simple. Devon Archer was Hunter Biden's close friend and business partner. They sat on the board of Burisma together. They worked on various investment and consulting ventures together. So when Congress wanted to understand how the Biden network actually worked in practice, Archer was one of the most important witnesses they could talk to. He wasn't a hostile outsider. He wasn't a random commentator. He was inside the deals. He saw how the relationships were sold. He sat at the table with the clients. That's why his testimony matters so much. One of the key ideas from Archer's testimony is the word brand. In the book, I walk you through how Archer describes Burisma's dependence on the Biden brand. The basic idea is this. Burisma wasn't just buying Hunter Biden's resume, they were buying the reputation and political weight of the Biden name. Archer's point, as summarized in the book, is that without the brand, Burisma might not have survived the kind of scrutiny and pressure it was under. So, in plain language, the product was not just natural gas. The product was access. The product was the perception that this company was connected to a powerful American political family. That's the heart of the business model. You'll see this throughout this course. Now, did Joe Biden sit in meetings and sign contracts with Burisma? No, that's not what Archer describes. Instead, Archer describes something more subtle and in some ways more powerful. Foreign clients understood that having Hunter Biden and Devon Archer on the board meant they were connected to the Biden brand. They could signal to their own partners and regulators that they had friends in high places. They weren't just some random Ukrainian gas company in trouble. According to Archer's account, the Biden name added a layer of protection and credibility. In the book, I explain this as a kind of reputational shield. You don't have to promise anything explicitly. You don't have to say Joe Biden will do X. You just have to make sure people know whose name is on the door. That's what brand value means in this context. As you saw in earlier modules, part of the pattern involves Joe Biden appearing at dinners or on speakerphone with Hunter's business contacts. Hunter's testimony, as I summarize it in the book, fits right into that pattern. He describes Joe Biden appearing at dinners such as those at Cafe Milano, where Hunter's business partners or foreign clients were present. The idea that these touch points weren't detailed policy meetings, but signals that the clients were near the center of American political power. Think about this from the client's point of view. You're a foreign businessman. You're paying a lot of money to be associated with the Biden name. You attend a dinner. The sitting vice president or former vice president drops by or appears on the line. You don't need anyone to say, here's a specific government favor. The message is, you are in the room, you are connected, we can get people to pick up the phone. Archer's testimony helps us see how those moments fit into the larger business model of selling the brand. If you had to boil this module down in one sentence, it would be this. According to Archer's account, Burisma and other partners were not just buying Hunter's expertise. They were buying the perception of access to Joe Biden and the political power of the Biden name. That's what makes this more than a story about one son on one corporate board. It becomes a case study in how political family's name can be turned into a global business asset. Now, how do I handle all of this in the Biden crime family? In the book, I don't just tell you Archer said X, I walk through his transcript with commentary in the margins. Here's what Archer says, here's what that implies about the business model, here's how it fits into the larger pattern of bank records, memos, and other testimony. Where the transcript is ambiguous, I say so. Where he's offering an opinion, I flag it as an opinion. Where his words line up with a bank memo or another witness, I show you the overlap. The goal is not to make Archer into a cartoon hero or villain. The goal is for you to see, in his own words, how he understood the brand, the deals, and Joe Biden's presence in the background. So, in this module, we've covered who Devon Archer is and why his perspective matters, how he describes the Biden brand as central to Burisma's survival, how dinners, phone calls, and appearances fit into a broader business model of signaling access, how the book uses his transcript to connect those dots to the rest of the evidence. If you want to go deeper and actually read the language that Archer uses, you'll find extended passages from his transcript in the Biden crime family with my commentary right beside them. What he says, what it implies, and how it fits into the larger pattern. And as always, if you want the primary documents, the bank memos, and the full transcripts, they're printed and explained in the Biden crime family. In the next module, we'll keep following the money and paper trail, and we'll see how Archer's description of the brand connects to other witnesses and records you've already seen.